Hello, Blythe, Evie, Joe, Jack, Callum, Cadence, Lucy, Orion, and anyone else who's listening. Welcome to Story Time. Today's story is Give Me Back My Dad, written by Robert Munsch and illustrated by Michael Marchenko. On the dedication page, it says to Cheryl Allen, Rigolets, Labrador, RM. So Robert Munsch is dedicating this story to Cheryl Allen, and Cheryl is one of the main characters in the story. So the story begins. One day, Cheryl and her father decided to go ice fishing. They got on the snowmobile, put all their stuff in the sled on the back, and went bouncing over bumps and across lakes until they came to a very good place to fish. Wow! So they're going to go fishing through the ice, and look at them. They're going on the lake over the snow and the ice in a snowmobile. I've never been ice fishing. Have any of you guys? We'll find out what happens. This place, said Cheryl's father, is the best place to fish in the whole world. But the fish are smart. You've got to be really smart to catch these fish.
Phooey, said Cheryl. I'm smarter than any fish.
So her father got out an ice drill and drilled an enormous hole. They chopped the ice and drilled some more, and then they were done. Wow, said Cheryl's father, really thick ice. Now we can fish. Wow, look at that drill that the father drilled through the ice to make a hole. And he says it's thick, so they're ready to fish. He got out a hook and line and bait and said to Cheryl, "You fish down this hole, but be very careful because these fish are smart."
Phooey, said Cheryl. I'm smarter than any fish.
She jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and said,
I want to catch a fish.
Be patient, said her dad. So Cheryl jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and said,
I want to catch a fish.
Oh boy, look at how she's jigging the line. She's trying to entice the fish to bite the line. Then up out of the hole came a candy bar with a line on it.
Look at that,
said Cheryl. It's a candy bar! Her father yelled, Don't touch that! But Cheryl grabbed the candy bar and was pulled right down underneath the ice. Oh my goodness, look, the candy bar was a crunchy. They're pretty tasty. I'd be tempted to grab it and get pulled down into the ice. And look at her father looking at her as she goes zooming down under the ice into the water. Ooh, that's got to be cold. Cheryl's father yelled down the hole, Give me back my baby! A big fish stuck its head out of the water and said, Hey, we caught this kid fair and square. You can't have her back. Grrr, said Cheryl's father. Oh, he's mad. Look, he's got to get his baby back. Look at that big fish talking to her dad. Cheryl's father got an idea. He put a very small piece of bait on a line and jigged it up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And all of a sudden, he pulled up a very small baby fish. The big fish stuck its head out of the water and said, Give me back my baby! Well, said Cheryl's father, I'll give you back your baby if you give me back my baby. Grrr, said the big fish. Cheryl's father tossed the little fish back, and Cheryl came flying up out of the hole. She said, Brr, it's gold! And right away she started turning into an icicle. Her father picked her up, ran to shore and got a fire going in the Labrador tent. Look at how the big fish is so happy to get his baby fish back. That was pretty smart to make a trade like that, wasn't it? Look at Cheryl. She is a solid icicle. Yikes. Soon, Cheryl was warm and dry like a piece of toast. "Now," said her father, "we are going back out there. Don't pick up anything the fish throw out of the hole. These are smart fish." "Right," said Cheryl. They went back out, and Cheryl jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and said, "I want to catch a fish." A candy bar with a line on it came up out of the hole. "Oh no," said Cheryl, "I'm not that dumb." She jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and said, "I want to catch a fish." Up came a bag of popcorn with a line on it. Cheryl said, "Oh no, I'm not that dumb." She jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and said, "I want to catch a fish." Then up came a television. "Wow," said Cheryl, "that looks pretty nice, but I'm not that dumb." Boy, these fish are smart. They're enticing her with anything. Look at the big fish's smile coming. That's such a sneaky smile coming up out of the ice. So she's been offered a Crunchie, a bag of popcorn, and a television, and she did not get tricked. Cheryl jigged her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and said, "I want to catch a fish." She waited some more, and up came a $50,000 bill with a line on it. Her father said, "$50,000?" He grabbed it and got pulled underneath the ice. Oh my goodness, her father got tricked by money. Oh, look, he's sailing down through the ice. "Grrr," said Cheryl. She yelled down the hole, "Give me back my daddy!" The baby fish stuck its head up out of the water and said, "Hey, we caught him fair and square, and you can't have him back." Oh, goodness. So now it's the baby fish that's trying to trick Cheryl. Cheryl got an idea. She put a huge piece of bait on the line, and she jigged it up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, and said, "I've got to catch a daddy fish. I've got to catch a daddy fish." All of a sudden, a big fish grabbed the bait, and Cheryl pulled him in. Oh my goodness, look, she caught the big daddy fish. The baby fish stuck its head out of the water and said, "Give me back my daddy." "Well," said Cheryl, "I'll give you back your daddy if you give me back my daddy." "Grrr," said the little fish. Cheryl threw the daddy fish back into the water, and Cheryl's father came flying up out of the hole. He said, "Brrr, it's gold," and started turning into an icicle. Cheryl pulled her father to the tent and put wood into the stove till he was warm and dry like a piece of toast. Then Cheryl said, "Daddy, why did you grab the money? I thought you were smarter than a fish." "I am smarter than a fish," said her dad, "and I know that you are smarter than any fish, and I knew you would get me out, and I still have the money." Oh my goodness, he kept the money. Look at that tent, how they've got a stove in it, and they can cook things in there. Oh, but could you imagine how cold it would be to be pulled into water under the ice? But Cheryl's father was pretty tricky, wasn't he?
Right, said Cheryl. And they went back to town and bought Cheryl her very own snowmobile. Oh my goodness. So now she's going to go out fishing on the snowmobile. She and her dad can both have their own. That was pretty tricky, wasn't it? Well, the end. This book was chosen as the winning book by Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko fans all across the country of Canada. 170,000 votes in the Pick a Munch contest chose Give Me Back My Dad as the winning book. Look at the photographs of Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko. And look at the big daddy fish sticking his head out of the ice. Well, I hope you like that story. Tomorrow, the story will be the Berenstein Bears and the new baby. So take good care of yourselves. Love on each other. Remember that I love you. And we'll be back tomorrow for story time when we read the Berenstein Bears' new baby. Bye-bye.